Over 100 years ago, there was a moment in time that literally changed the fabric of America. Of course, nobody knew the fabric had changed at this time because they didn't have like an infinity stone gauntlet that hadn't been invented yet. But thanks to fate and cunningness, this land that I'm walking on now was invented. It brought about things, like cool things, like skateboarding and weightlifting and pickled balls and water streets that only dumb white people use. It changed everything. And it was all because of this. A Coinflip. I don't have a coin, I mostly use Apple Pay, but take my word. Even this granola ass garden ran by, I don't know, some beach hermit now feeds hippies all over the world. And I mean, all over the world. Hey Danny, I just said something big. The shot needs to match. Go out. Over the world.
Can't, sorry, drone laws.
I have my arms up like an idiot.
Sorry.
We're going back to Southern California, 1904. The gold boom had already happened, and people have gotten rich overnight, and they could finally buy their teeth back. And California is already a state, but everyone is bored because they don't have the internet yet because it still couldn't reach that far west. So that means that people are just looking at their phones and there's nothing, just black and white. That's how we got these videos. So all you could do was just look at your mate Charlie, who had leprosy, and watch him peel. And that wasn't fun. And at the time, Los Angeles was pretty much located in the downtown area. And it was just trying to be another New York City. It was boring, with big buildings, people walking fast, with tight buttholes. But far, far away, there was this wonderful land called Santa Monica, an ocean park. It had dwarfs and sea people, and it was like the West Coast Coney Island, but it was more of an amusement park with spas, a casino country club that you could catch theater shows. And theater shows were basically YouTube videos, but in real life with no option to hit the thumbs down, you know, because theater. And all of this was just owned out here by our hero, Abbott Kenny, and 3 other businessmen that I don't remember their names. But Abbott Kenny wanted to do great things with the land, expand it, and make homes, and make businesses, and make other stuff. But his other 3 business partners were dumb. They didn't want to expand the land. They didn't want to love the people. It's sad because Abbott Kenny and these other guys, they just had a lot of land. Everything north this way was polished and cool and fancy, but everything south this way, it was treated like my virgin cousin Nelson. Nobody wanted to go down there because it was just a mess, very unkept. See, at this point in time, south of Ocean Park, there was nothing but what experts call marshland. But I don't like to call it that. I like to call it half water, half land. That's basically the definition of marshland, I know, but I don't use those words because...
Why not?
I just don't use that word. People don't like their land to be wishy-washy, and that's what was down there. Nobody wanted to go down there, okay?
What's your problem with the word marsh?
Stop it.
You thought it was marshmallows, huh?
It doesn't taste like marshmallows.
Did you eat mud?
I don't want to talk about it.
But Abbott Kenny and his business partners, they wanted to split ways, so they agreed to split the land 50-50. You know how they decided to do this? You guessed it, a simple coin flip. Winner could just choose which land they wanted. The Ocean Park part, or the South Poop Water part. So, in 1904, they all met at the casino to have deathmatch coin flip.
But I can only imagine being in the room that day, the suspense, and this guy standing with the mustache, flipping a coin. Time moves slow. Across the room, another guy has a bigger mustache, and he's taking out his wooden teeth to clean them with a toothpick, maybe some sandpaper. The other guy twirls his mustache as he lets out one of those deep-throated cockles. And he just invented the bad guy laugh. and everybody twirls their mustache faster and faster and faster as the coin flips in the air. The evil laughing guy, he proposes that they forget about the coin and just go tie women up on train tracks. What a great day. But Abbot Kenny, he stood firm. Ding dong bing. Abbot Kenny catches the coin and does one of those things where he slaps it on the hand like this for suspense. And he slowly pulls his hand away. And dun da da da. Abbot Kenny won. He won. So you know what he was gonna do? Take those three stooges and banish them to the Swamptopia. He's gonna tear down that stupid casino and build a castle and say, "F you fools." But that's not what happened. Abbot Kenny said, "I
Hurry up.
Dramatic effect. The swampland. He took Florida. Are you kidding me? See, what Abbot Kenny was doing was an expert level negotiation technique called yielding. And it involves one party, Abbott, giving the other party what they want. This might make Abbot Kenny look like a loser, but it's usually a move based with intricate knowledge that makes the yielding party more successful in the end. It's kind of like me with women. They say, leave me alone, and I do, because I know way later down the line, I'm gonna die alone.
Abbott was a smarty patardi. He knew exactly what to do with this poop land. Back then, there was still exotic parts of the world that everybody wanted to visit, and one of those was Venice, Italy. This gave him a great idea. Bring this amazing type of city to America. And that's what he did. He quickly got to work conquering the land and dredging the water, telling it where to go. When he was done, he had a land, and he named it, of course, Venice.
So Abbot Kenny, he went ahead and took all the water. He put a bunch of these. These boats are called gonorrheas, and they were floating everywhere. They were like the cars. Just imagine all the streets with a bunch of gonorrhea floating around. It was a beautiful sight. So in less than a year, on July 4th, 1905, Abbot Kenny opened this wonderful land and promised everyone a piece of the pie. And you could come from the downtown area because he built a train right to the Venice sign. And then you could jump on those gonorrheas and check out this plot of land that you could own for yourself. He built this, and it's beachfront property of a mini Italy. It's like the Olive Garden. And these sold like wildfire. On the opening day, he made $405,000. And that's in 1905, so that's the equivalent to $13,505,930.90 today. Yourself. And if you didn't want to buy a house, you didn't have to. You could get lost in this wonderful land that Abbot Kenny created. And you could just stroll down the beach, check out the pier. There was an amusement park. You could take a ride on a miniature steam train. There was so much stuff to do. It became a destination. And soon, the ocean park of his rivals became just houses. The hotel casino closed, but Abbot Kenny created something that was living. It moved and it changed throughout the years, and it became an influence. That California dream, that style, that was all right here. And today, this area is the second most visited spot in California after Disneyland. But this place affects culture, from movies to literature to just, that's all they had back then. And all this influence, this California dream, came out of a swampland.